What is going on, guys? It is Byron D. Allen, and I'm back again with another video. And today we're going to be discussing something that can be kind of discouraging, and it's a part of the business. That's when somebody steals your designs and start selling it themselves and make money off of it. So we're going to do a dive into that today. And as you can see, this is my 7-step process that I use for Etsy or for any platform for that matter to build my store ups, to start getting sales, to create things that customers want. You want to do your research before you do it. All right. Also, you can join the Profit Accelerators community. That is my community. You can click the link below. I am looking for 100 Platinum VIP members to really make this site solid. We do weekly Zoom calls. You get immediate access to me, answer plenty of questions, really build you up the right way. It's not just another course. This is a community where you will get plenty of help. So with that being said, let's get into the video. So I had saw this post from one of the Etsy groups that I am in, and I figure I'll share it and I'll give some of my perspective on this. All right, so let's go ahead and read this. I am so sad and feel overwhelmed and defeated. I never really had much success on Etsy. However, recently I designed a sign for the Roe v. Wade. All right, I'm gonna stop right here. So at the end of this, when I give my perspective, understand I'm gonna be coming to this from a business standpoint, from a selling standpoint. So this is not political. Leave your political views off of this. All right, this is from a business standpoint. And so, for example, with that being said, she designed a sign for the Roe v. Wade. Roe v. Wade can be interchangeable with she designed a sign for the wedding or a wedding, or she designed a sign for the birthday. All right, it could be interchangeable. So as I said, I'm coming to this from a business standpoint. So do not get caught up into politics or whatever you feel about what happened with that. So she said she never had much success on Etsy. However, recently she designed a sign for the Roe v. Wade. She said mine was a one of a kind and no one else was doing it. Finally, I began getting consistent sales and was so happy because this would help me pay my bills for this month. But then I saw where a shop blatantly stole my design right up from under me, used my photo and everything, and enlarged their photo and ran ads to it. Immediately, my sales ceased, and now they're selling my work and claiming it as their own. To make it worse, they may have multiple shops and they are selling it in at least 3 shops. I alerted Etsy and all they said was try and get the seller to remove it on my own, and I tried, but that just made them go and steal my other similar design. Wow. Please, any advice would be helpful. I can't stop crying. I'm shattered. All right, so my perspective on this. All right, so I got 3 points I want to hit on. My first point is this. When you're getting into this business, you have to understand that this is the nature of this business. All right, somebody is going to try to knock you off. Not everybody is just going to steal your design exactly as from what she said happened to her. But you're going to get people to try to knock you off or steal your design, is what happened with her. It's just the nature of the business. And I know that probably don't sound good to hear, but you need to understand this when you're getting involved in this business. Now, with that being said, if somebody would have created something similar to what I did, I wouldn't have cared. I would have just kept going. But they took the exact design. So what I would have done is just went ahead and filed a DMCA infringement report with Etsy. From there, Etsy would automatically take down that listing that you reported. I wouldn't even contact Etsy on this. A lot of the times it's hard to get in contact with real people. So I just would have filed a DMCA report and just have it taken down. But with that being said, understand that this is the nature of the business. A lot of people are trying to knock you off, and some will even steal your listings directly. The second thing I want to hit on in this post right here is not to depend on one listing. This is why I always say, have a goal of creating hundreds of designs or hundreds of listings of whatever you're selling. Create hundreds of listings for that item, because things like this can happen. You can have somebody to report a top listing of yours. You can have something go wrong with a distributor. Anything can happen. So that's why you always want to have multiple listings. You don't want to depend on just one listing. If I was to take a guess of how many listings she had in her store, I would guess that she had less than 100. Because she's saying that she said finally she began getting consistent sales. Obviously, this is from that one listing that popped off for her. But then somebody stole it from right up under her, and her sales stopped. And, she can't stop crying, and she's shattered. This is why you want to have multiple listings. You don't want to fall in love with one listing. I don't care how good it is doing. You want to have multiple listings. I cannot say that enough. And let's take a look at what she said about the other shop. To make it worse, they had multiple shops, and they are selling it in at least 3 shops. The other person, whoever is doing this, has 3 shops. This is the type of mindset that you want to have. Not the mindset of taking other people's design. Don't do that. All right, you can get your stuff shut down. You take it from the right people, and you get reported enough. But the hustle that they have, 3 shops, and they're selling it in all 3 like that, I would imagine that they have hundreds of listings in all 3 shops. This is the type of hustle you want to have. You don't want to have this mindset, oh, I'm going to just put up a couple of listings and see what it do. Oh, man, I'm not getting sales. You put up a listing. Oh, yes, I'm getting sales. Come in this thing thinking, okay, I have the ability to make as many listings as I want. Try to make thousands in multiple stores. Have that mindset. So when something like this happens, it won't be such a big hit to you as it would when you don't have as many. So do not depend on one product. And the third point I want to take off from this, the product she was selling was Roe v. Wade. All right. This is a very, 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 very sensitive topic with a lot of people, and it brings a lot of passion to this topic. Anywhere there's a lot of passion within a niche, a lot of sales will be made. All right. And I was looking at my program, right? And so I always check the market. I always look to have a finger on the pulse of the market to see where everything is going. And I saw one store. I thought it was a glitch in the system when I was looking, but they did almost 2,000 sales in one day. And then they said they did like 1,600 the next day. And I thought that something was wrong with the program. So I logged out and logged back in. I'm like, what in the world? And then I realized after doing more research that it was from Roe versus Wade. This store literally, now it's July 4th. Most likely they have done over $200,000 in sales in 1 week from this niche. Anywhere where the passion is at and a lot of sales, are going to, a lot of people are going to jump on that. A lot of people are going to jump on it. And so when you're able to do research and be able to look at the news, because whether you know it or not, the news is a huge moneymaker. And if you develop the skill to know how to make money from the news, because people in the stock market do it all the time. Literally, the news carries the stock market, from my personal opinion. But yeah, when you develop the skills to know how to do the research, the news can make you a lot of money. And this is the type of stuff, all of these topics, we talk about this type of stuff in my weekly Zoom calls. And you can get into these Zoom calls. Just join the community below. We go into detail on stuff like this. And so that is all for this video. I hope that you learned something from this. Don't forget my 7-step process: keyword research, design research, trademark check, and so on. This is the steps that I use. Join the Profit Accelerators. That is all from me. Don't ever forget, true wealth is your time and freedom. I'm out.